Right, y'all, it's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back once again with another Raising Kanan Season 4 theory and prediction video, and we're going to get straight to it. Let's talk about the secret clues that Famous is already dead, and all the explanations behind it, and that will also lead into the clues of who will kill Unique if Unique is not Breeze. And yes, both of these things are related, and you'll find out in my explanation. This video is going to be another banger. Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Without further ado, let's get to it. Alright now, y'all. First, we got to break it down like this. What do we already know about how the writers of Power introduce new characters, right? And how they replace characters that we already have. We already know that the character that will replace them is often given to us right before the character who's about to die dies, okay? So with that being said, Berilla's existence in the storyline is already an indication that Famous is already dead. And I say that because of the fact that Berilla is a rapper working with Lou. Famous was a rapper working with Lou. Berilla is already in the story. Nobody knows where the hell Famous is at. So it's going to be either one or two things. Either we're going to see Famous get killed in real time within the storyline of Raising Kanan, or we're going to see a flashback, or he's already gone. Next, right? I have a feeling that based on my video where I say that Marvin already killed Famous by the time he spoke to Lou about Famous, I have a feeling that the writers and producers could already be setting up a future storyline where Lou and Kanan and possibly Jukebox take the death of Famous very personal and go against Rock and Marvin for it. And there are plenty ways they can do this without killing anyone on the other side. For example, Kanan willingly working with Unique after finding out what his family did is already more than enough to affect Rock in many different ways, especially when you think about it like this. Naturally, we all know that before we find out what's going on with Famous, and if we find out that Famous was killed by Marvin with Rock swearing Marvin into silence about it and willingly lying to Kanan and Lou about it, we already know that when Kanan finds out after Unique has done all that he did, that we could still see Kanan work with Unique. Why? Because my mother violated, the business already wasn't too good, they going down in flames. It's going to appear that they're going to be going down in flames by this point, because we're going to see Rock level up earlier in the season, right? And I do believe that Unique will end the season on a very, very, very high note, considering the fact that he never has, but they brought him back. He will secure a major victory over Rock's business, right? Even if that major victory in itself is just him gaining Kanan to his side after they talk about what happened. But this will be enough to already affect Rock in many different ways. Another clue that Famous is already dead, okay? Anthony Ortiz, who plays Famous, is no longer in the rolling credits. And also, dude's hair is grown out. Now, with all that being said, now we can finally get to how this relates to Unique and how we can see him die and who will be the one to kill him and why it will be this specific person that I'm going to mention, right? Some of you may already know, and for the rest of you, I'm going to make you realize what's going on here, okay? I still believe that Unique will become Breeze. I'm still holding out for it because I feel like he's the best person to do it based off of what we're seeing from him, right? With his new name matching his new personality. And it was mentioned in the comments that Unique may end up dressing flashy again. And that would lead someone to believe Unique couldn't possibly be Breeze after that. But here's the thing, y'all. We have no actual proof that Breeze never went outside or dressed flashy sometimes. Okay? And he could have paid off the cops in his area to keep his identity hidden if he needed to. And also, when you go back to OG Power, right? Even though they spoke about Breeze, even though they say Breeze was killed in his home, he went home every day to watch Jeopardy, right? They said he went home every day to watch Jeopardy. So if he was outside already, that means that he could have been dressed flashy, right? And now we could discuss the person who is most likely to kill Unique in the end, based off of how I gave y'all examples of how characters will be replaced, or they will show their replacement right before the character who will be dead is killed, okay? That person, if it's not Breeze, y'all know where I'm going with this, D-Wiz brother. This would be simple to happen. All Breeze would need is to be led to believe that D-Wiz was killed under Unique's orders after the death of Buck 20, okay? Which is technically true if you really think about it, right? Kanan and D-Wiz, they kill Buck 20. Unique says, hey, something gotta happen, all right? The streets need a body. He pretty much ordered the death of D-Wiz if you want to be technical, right? Right? So all he would have to do, all that would have to be done is for D-Wiz brother to come around in season 5. Maybe he should meet Moore's character, maybe not. I guess we'll see how he does that role, if it really is him. But it's not far-fetched for him to believe that, hey, my brother shot Unique's worker. Unique did retaliation and got my brother killed. Because nobody knows who really killed D-Wiz except for the Thomas family. And they're not going to tell D-Wiz brother that. If anything, they will be the people who lead D-Wiz brother to know or to believe that Unique did it. And this will be after Unique scores a major victory and is ahead of Rock and Marvin for whatever by the end of the season. And he begins the season on the high note, right? To where we thinking, yo, it ain't no stopping this nigga. In comes maybe Shamik Moore's character, right? There's a chance that when Breeze is introduced, he will be introduced as the name that we have. If Unique is not going to be Breeze, I feel like that's whack, but it's possible to happen, right? But that is more than enough motive for him to get rid of Unique once and for all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's target. That's touch my ink. That's on the dome, nigga.